Hi everybody, this is Kevin and welcome back to another video. And today I would like to share my final thoughts on Final Fantasy I, the Pixel Remaster version, which I recently completed a Let's Play of, getting my second Platinum trophy on stream. And that was a great time, man. I absolutely love the original Final Fantasy game, and I can't wait to stream all the other Final Fantasy games in the months to come. So, what more can I even say about Final Fantasy? I mean, it's an absolute classic, dude. The original game, of course, was released on the NES in 1987. And since then has been re-released on pretty much every console, although I don't think it was re-released on the SNES. However, it did get re-released on the PlayStation. I think that was the bundle with Final Fantasy II. It was also re-released on the Game Boy Advance with the Dawn of Souls edition, which that was the version I played back in the day on the Game Boy Advance. Because I never had an NES or an SNES, so I got the crumbs on the Game Boy Advance later on down the line. I think they had Final Fantasy 1 and 2, they had 4 Advance, 5, and then 6. And 5, I think that was the first time 5 was released in the US on the Game Boy Advance, but 4, of course, was actually known as 2 on the SNES, and then 6 was known as 3 on the SNES, so people were really confused back in the day. But yeah, the Game Boy Advance version. There was also the PSP version, which I think that was bundled with Final Fantasy II as well, which is interesting because, you know, a lot of people were filtered by Final Fantasy II, similarly to how they were filtered in Final Fantasy VIII because of how convoluted the leveling system is. And I guess Square thought, oh shit, we can't sell Final Fantasy II by itself, so let's bundle it with Final Fantasy I. Everyone wants Final Fantasy I, but do they really want 2? I guess now it's getting its own release with the Pixel Remaster. But yeah, the PSP... Although, I think they fixed the leveling system in Final Fantasy II on the PSP version. So you had that. It was probably re-released on the Wii Virtual Console, maybe on the DS and 3DS Virtual Console as well. Of course, the PlayStation Store, and then again on Steam, which I did a video like 2 years ago talking about the Final Fantasy Pixel Remasters, heavily criticizing it because back then it was only on Steam and not on the consoles. And I wanted to play it on my PS4, and that video I think is still my most heavily ratioed video. I think I got over 60 dislikes on it. It's got like over 1,000 views too, and all these people bitching and moaning at me, and I'm bringing up valid points. I mean, it's only on Steam, at least for the time being it was. Thankfully now it's on PS4 and Switch. No Xbox though. Sorry Xbox fans, but you know, I was criticizing that. I was criticizing the font size, which in the console versions the font size has been fixed. But the font size, you couldn't see it on the Steam version. I guess on the computer you can like zoom in or whatever, you can mod it. But us plebs on the console, we like to play things the way they're intended, you know? So it was that. There was also the whole deal about how I thought the art style in the PSP version, and especially in Final Fantasy IV, looked superb on the PSP. And also, I think on the PSP as well, they brought the MP, as opposed to like the MP charges. You had like actual MP, like hundreds of MP, and maybe you had 9,999 HP or whatever, because in this version, in the Pixel Remaster, it only goes up to 999. So anyway, it's been re-released a million times. You can now play it on the Pixel Remaster version. You can get the whole bundle, I think it's either $65 or $75, or you can get each game individually. At least the early ones are $12, and then the later ones are $18. And I played through Final Fantasy I on the PS4. I didn't choose the traditional team. Normally you would go with a warrior, a thief, a white mage, and a black mage. I opted to switch the thief for the monk, because let's be honest, the monk is the most powerful class in the whole game. And there's been runs where people just get 4 monks and they do hella damage. But, you know, I need to have the mages to heal up, and, you know, I was bound to mess up at some point or another. Luckily, I don't think I died in that stream at all, did I? I don't think I did. I came close, but I never got game over. And, you know, we got the bestiary, where we ended up finding War Mech and all the treasure chests, and it was such a great time. The remix, rearranged music was great. Like, of course, the 8-bit pixel music is so nostalgic, but they did a great job reimagining it. There'll probably be some playing in the background. Really terrific music. And after completing this game, of course, I played it on the Game Boy Advance. That's the only time I've ever played it, though. And then playing it again on the Pixel Remaster. So I don't know how much stock I have in saying this, but I do believe it. If you haven't played the original Final Fantasy and you're a JRPG fan, you're not a real gamer. You owe it to yourself to play Final Fantasy, the OG Final Fantasy. the others, I mean, this game is so short. I think it took me 14 hours on stream. You can speedrun it in like 8 or 10 hours if you wanted to. You gotta play it. Like, if you haven't played it, you're not a JRPG fan, and you're not a real gamer, as far as I'm concerned. And that's what I gotta say about that. What do you think about that? But, you know, that's just my feelings. And it's so easy now. You can play it on either Steam, you can play it on the PS4 like I did, which in turn the PS5, Nintendo Switch. You can emulate it on any of those consoles, on the NES, on the Game Boy Advance, on the PSP, whichever. And honestly, you might be better off on the PSP because of the quality of life improvements. I think there's like a bonus dungeon in the PSP version as well. But yeah, I look forward to playing the other Final Fantasy games when I get to them. I've mentioned this on the live stream before, but I'll say it again. I'm sort of doing a rotation of games now where, you know, we just did Final Fantasy 1, now we're doing Kingdom Hearts 2. After Kingdom Hearts 2 will be a random game that I decide, and then after the random game, it'll be Final Fantasy 2. Then it'll be another Kingdom Hearts game, random game, Final Fantasy 3, Kingdom Hearts game, random game, Final Fantasy 4, etc., etc. And I do plan to play every Final Fantasy game, at least through 10, because those are the ones I played. I actually did a Let's Play of 10 too, which is funny enough. What a shit show that was. That was a blind playthrough, and I did go for 100%, so you can imagine the agony. Anyway. But yeah, definitely 1 through 6 is definitely going to be really easy. 7, 8, 9, yeah, like, you know, I like 7. 8's my second favorite Final Fantasy of all time, believe it or not. And 9, I like 9, but 9's not my favorite. But we'll go through them. 10 is my absolute favorite Final Fantasy. And then after that, 11, we can't do that because that's an MMO. That's like never ending, right? 12, I've never played 12. At some point I will. I don't know if that's a good idea to stream that blind, but at some point I'd like to play 12. 13, I would like to Let's Play 13. I don't know about the sequels. I've never played the sequels, but I have played 13. 14's an MMO. And then 15, I doubt I'll Let's Play 15 just because that game's too long. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And stay tuned for more videos coming soon. Everybody have a great day, and peace out.
Nighty night.